the reason I preferred to stay down here is because in a lot of ways, I'm an American. I'm from the Land of Enchantment. I'm from New Mexico, so I definitely love, a ton about New Mexico, or excuse me, the United States. I'm very appreciative. I'm an honorably served veteran. That being said, our culture has become pretty toxic, and the language barrier is actually helpful. It's kind of like a 1950s America here still. There's a bubble blower down at this excellent Medellin River Park right now. There's cotton candy people, everyone's smiling. It's a very different scenario. And anyway, yeah, so on this international Zoom call, we've sort of created a beautiful place, man, that we meet every single morning, and it really is wonderful.
That's so sweet. That's like a utopia.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's a little morning utopia. We're in burpee heaven, we call it.
Man, I tell you okay, so what can people do to reach you, to be a part of this burpee heaven?
Okay, well, they can go to my Instagram at Brandon Angel Fitness on Instagram. I think that's the main portal right now for me. That's where most of all of us connect, is on Instagram. And that
Awesome.
way you can share videos and motivational bits and everything like that. One thing I wanted to mention and talk about a little bit too is some of the hardcore journey that I went through
Yeah.
that forced me into this, which was I had a 10-year-old princess and we were tight as can be. And her mother got a new boyfriend, and I feel like a new drug habit is what I hear. And anyway, I didn't see her again after she was 10. And I didn't talk to her again after she was 10. And I didn't know where she was, but I knew that any attempt I would make during that time would just enrage a manipulative force again in her life, where she was just supposed to be going to school and trying to make healthy relationships with other kids. So to refrain from inflaming any reaction like that, I stayed away, all to see the textbook results when she was 18, 19, and 20 that these kids go through, that was just basically handed to her. And imagine you're sending the professional specialist videos to the person that's doing this the entire time they're doing it, and they never stop. So that is the hardcore thing that I've had to work with. And they estimate now that there's like 22 million people. So I have got, after years of investment, to this place where I'll make my second documentary movie about this subject. And the first one I made was Philadelphia Homicide, City, Money, Murder, and Politics. Did you ever hear about that by chance?
Oh no, I haven't.
Yeah, well, in 2008, I made this with a young man named Barry Evans and another group of young men in Philadelphia. I'm from New Mexico. I served in the military. I got the GI Bill, applied to the universities close to my daughter. I was just telling you about, landed at Temple, couldn't believe Temple accepted me. I said, well, I have to go there. I had the GI Bill. So I go there. Temple University housing boom's going on. I quickly realized that my framing skills were going to get me way further than my school skills, which were pretty much not Temple level at all. So I jumped over there, and when I was building houses, I did make a bunch of money. I actually lost 5 student rentals in this whole thing when this woman was putting false allegations against me, trying to jail me. This happens in almost every case and stuff like so. But anyways, I met this young man as I was building those houses, and I swear it was one of those Einstein quote, God, God's way of remaining anonymous is coincidence, right? So these kids are telling me, and I'm in a church, 10-year church member, active church member, even while I was deployed. And then I'm doing this church calling, which was running this basketball program. And these kids were telling me, our friend just made this beat for this famous rapper. And then a car drove by, booming the beat. So they're like, there's the beat. And then 2 minutes go by, and they point at this guy pushing a stroller. I'm a new father at the time. My kid was 6 at the time. He's pushing up a stroller up the street. I've never been around like the African American community before, but we all became completely in love with each other. We made this film. one of the houses I refinanced in West Philadelphia that I couldn't use as a student rental. I turned it into a studio and just let these like really special group of kids that graduated from Girard College just take it over, and they actually edited 90% of that film, which the bootleggers said beat Tom Cruise's Mission Impossible at the time. Yeah, it was internet. There was a because I was a Temple University student at the time that I was helping this production come. It won the 2008 Philadelphia Hip Hop Awards for Best Documentary. This thing, it was internationally sold. We didn't know. I just interviewed my college professor. He probably thought it was just a Temple production or whatever. But it turns out he was the nephew of this big time political scientist. His name is Daniel Chomsky. And so because that was his nephew, the political science professor at Temple, this thing just blew up. And it was like internationally ordered. They still use it in the prison systems. So I feel like, and there's even a 10-minute segment in the film about how having kids kidnapped in this custody thing, incentivized by the government, right, or whatever. Oh, they talk about the child support and everything, underline the homicide rate at this. That's pretty phenomenal. And there's like a 5-minute segment in the movie of that. So I think with that kind of history and maybe talking to the right kind of people, such as yourself or whatever, just starting to talk about it now, I could put together just as meaningful of a production that could represent people such as myself, fathers and mothers. This happens to mothers too. Anytime a deviant parent wants to manipulate the system, there's really nothing you can do, right? We all know about this hands tied situation, and it's terrible. And the abuse and the loser's the kid. And so, that's something I really want to mention. So yes, I'm doing burpees every day, and I'm passionate about at some point making a film that properly represents how disastrous this whole situation is with the child, wreck the X to get the checks thing.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it happens every day too.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's a big problem. It's
For you,
huge, and it's so hard to. It's so disgusting, honestly, that you can't. It's just, people just don't even want to talk about it. And I
yeah,
understand.
yeah, definitely. You're gonna have to send me the link to that, or send me the name, and then I'll find it and then put it in the description box so people can find that film. Because I didn't,
100%.
I may have heard about it, but it's been a minute, but I didn't see it. I know that, but I love documentaries, and I would love to see you do another one. That would be amazing, because we do need to bring light to the situations at hand. Definitely, definitely. Wow, wow, that is
Copy
amazing.
that. Yes,
Wow.
ma'am. I will do that. I will
Please
do
do,
that.
please do. Wow. So, okay, so people can find you on Instagram and they can be in burpee heaven. But most of all, I would like to also let them know that you have different life things that you want to accomplish. If they can help you or even watch it, that would be a great help. Also, follow you on Instagram. That's another great help. So,
Totally, totally.
yeah,
No, and
definitely.
I'm actually open to help people at all levels of play. Like it's not I really want to be a genuine, authentic person in my life, and to including you can even come with the knee problem. It's not just burpee heaven. There's a couple people that have to do some augmented exercise, but the important thing is we're together, and it's all
Yeah.
really a safe, good place. That's the other main thing that we do.
Wow. Well, you're not getting me up at 3:30 in the morning, especially
I could
especially
try
since
though.
especially since we're so far ahead of you. Like, what time is it there?
Right now it's 6:30.
It's 6:30, so we're both the
Yeah.
same. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
all right.
That's what I was also surprised about as well. Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Hmm.
Okay. Well, anyway,
Actually,
so
and you know what? I'm not trying to like corner you into it or anything, but because of the time difference, most of these guys are in California. We only have to get
oh
up at 6 if you want to jump
yeah.
in.
Yeah, I'm up at 6, but not no. I'm doing work, I'm studying, I'm doing some stuff at 6 o'clock. I've already been like deep into my studies at 6 o'clock.
Well,
But
I'll certainly send
yeah.
you the link just in case one day for some reason you want to pop in. You're totally more than welcome.
Oh my goodness. Okay. But thank you so much, Brandon. Man,
Cool.
I
Thank you.
appreciate you. I appreciate what you're doing. Continue to do this. This is amazing. And I love the fact that you have admitted that this fitness has brought you out of a lot of different things and situations, and it saved your life. And I appreciate it. And it's not the first time I've heard that fitness has saved someone's life. It's just wonderful. Just wonderful.
Yeah, yeah. It's really a natural requirement. I don't want to take up too much time, but I spent a long time during this chapter in tropical jungle nature and observing nature and taking my time to nature. So that's just another free thing I can offer. Time in nature does heal, and observing nature. One thing you will observe in nature is we're supposed to move around. We're supposed to get it out like that. We really, really are. So I think a lot of today's issues can be chalked up to a sedentary lifestyle too. So just remember to keep it moving, and you can always go to nature to get some space.
Definitely, definitely. Well, Brandon, thank you. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. We're going to have Brandon's information in the description box below, and hopefully that link to, or the name of the documentary that he did that beat out Tom Cruise. Hey.
Well, that's Philadelphia Homicide City. The next one is Bangland. It's a play on gangland. Bangland. It's the dirty side of all that kid having stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. There's so much to talk about. I wish we had more time. You're gonna have to come back on the show one day. After you do, okay. So after you do your next documentary, now you're obligated.
Roger that.
All right.
Thank you too much. Yeah. I appreciate it very much.
No problem. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget to dare to be different. Until next time, guys. Bye.